Hi, what's up? Welcome back to my page. Thank you for joining me again this week. We are almost through September, and it's just wonderful. Who doesn't like September? The weather is up and down still. We still have our hot days. We also still have our cool days. We're starting to have some cool days and actually getting a breeze here and there. So, but regardless, I hope you're having a wonderful week, and let's get into this week's news for Philadelphia real estate. So we are starting this week, we're coming into this week with 188 new actives coming onto the market. So not as many new homes, but nevertheless, it's still new homes. New homes come on the market every single day. So even though you may be going through and you're seeing the same homes over and over again, they're just not really moving, but there's always a new house coming on the market. So that's 188. And for back to active, we are seeing 37 homes coming back to active. Not as much as last week, but nevertheless, it's 37 new homes where you have a second opportunity to go and look and be able to put your bid in. So if you are still looking and you found that house but your bid didn't get accepted, but you're still looking for a house, you may want to take a second look and have another opportunity to try and get that home. For price decreases, we are at 201 price decreases. So as I've said, now the market is definitely cooling down. It's been cooling down for a while. Prices have plateaued, and now they're starting to come back down to normal. But it's taken some time, obviously. So before, where some sellers were just able to just put a price, not so much put a price out there, but they could put a price out there based on what that house was worth, like based on sales in the area, and then they get more than what the house is, they get over asking because of the demand. So those houses were, those houses were selling, but now those homes are now starting to sit on the market because the market is starting to cool. Cooling of the market, we're starting to see home prices decreasing over time in increments. So they may just be coming down 5,000, they may be just coming down 3,000, or they're just coming down a whole price range. Maybe not a whole price range, but a lot of money, just to try and get up to entice that buyer to come and buy their home. And as well as you have price decreases, you also have price increases. So this week we are seeing 20. So I've noticed that over this past couple of weeks, the price decreases on some of homes in the area have been going down. So it's not as high as it was, say, a couple months ago, where so many people were paying more than asking, and those prices were increasing because to reflect what is said on the sales contract. Now it's not as many homes that are showing price increases. People are either coming in at least like a little bit over, or a little bit or below asking, or at asking, and just and just working on the terms of that contract. But it's not so much. Like so much of a price increase that people are to make somebody want to change it. So that's really what that really was. Or if somebody made a mistake, we're all human. Hey, for active under contract, we are at 77 new homes. So this week is a little bit of a slower week in real estate, give or take that we're coming off of the holiday weekend. Now people are back at school. Kids are back at school. People are going back to work. And if it's something about it, I'm pretty sure that you have noticed that traffic has been horrible in this area for a while. I'm in Philadelphia, obviously, because it's Philadelphia real estate, but now things are more congested. It seems like the roadways are just always have traffic. People don't know. It seems like people don't know how to drive. are always getting into accidents, where last year, you know, there wasn't as many people on the road. Now it's like a lot of people on the road, and we're kind of getting back to pre-pandemic times, where it's like, you know, you're having that normal, you know, rush hour traffic in the morning, in the afternoon, and now, you know, put in there different construction and people getting into accidents. Now you have to sit in that stuff for a while. So now the real estate market is like, it's going to adjust again, but yeah, it's back to school time. People are going back to activities. People are going back to work, where they have been at home, where everybody's been at home for the past year and a half. Now people are now starting to have to go back to work and go back and do all that stuff and going back to school. So it's getting back into that routine. So I'm noticing that you'll notice in these numbers that these low numbers are a lot lower than they have been traditionally. Not traditionally, but as of recent for the last couple of weeks and months. Okay, so that was for active under contract. We are at 139 pendings this week. So that means that those buyers and sellers have cleared their contingencies. They're moving on with the transaction, and now they're in pending status. And then 110 homes have closed this week. So congratulations to those home buyers and sellers who have successfully went through the home buying process. And again, it's not as many people that closed this week as opposed to, say, a couple weeks ago. And it's mainly because you have delays in lending, you have delays, you're just having delays. People are getting back into work, people are getting back into the swing of things. So, and with back to school, everybody's back to full time. It's just that time of year that people are just slowing down. They're getting their family situated where it comes to schooling and going back to work, getting back into routines. And now we're seeing that this week. So it may change next week, but regardless, nevertheless, there's still always homes selling every single day during the week. So business days, and also it was a holiday week. So again, people are going back to work. So the next segment, for median list price, we are at $299,900, so right under $300,000. Price per square foot is $242 price per square foot. Days on market have increased by 1 day to 19 days on market. Nevertheless, homes are still staying on the market a little bit longer, and the current inventory has definitely gone up. It is now at 4,213 homes that we're coming into this week with current inventory. So nevertheless, again, that just shows that the housing that homes are staying on the market a little bit longer, giving you a little bit more of an opportunity to go look at those homes, really think about it, and you don't have to think about it for like a split second, for like an hour or two, and decide if you want to buy the house or not. But regardless, we are still in a seller's market. I cannot stress this enough. Your homes are, if it's a good house and it's priced correctly, it's gonna go. That's just how it is. Homes are still selling pretty quickly, but of course you do have those homes that are now staying on the market a little bit longer, hanging on to the market a little bit longer than normal, and now they're seeing price decrease. Now we're seeing price decreases on these homes, and people are also not being, and sometimes depending on, and sometimes they're just coming through with appraisal issues, like where it's like the house is not worth than what the buyer is willing to pay, and you know, maybe that buyer doesn't have enough cash to come to the table to close on that home to make up the difference. Again, the market has been cooling off over time, and prices have plateaued. So now we're starting to see that we're still in the seller's market, but with inventory, we may be shifting more towards either a balance or even to a buyer's market, depending on how homes are shifting. So with prices decreasing, homes staying on the market a little bit longer, that just shows that the market is starting to slow down. And again, it could be just a sign of the times that, you know, people just don't want to pay above and beyond for their homes. So now moving on to my last segment, where I break down each market each market segment, and then say what the difference is at the end. So starting at $674,900 with an average square foot of 2,232, 3 beds, 3 baths, average age of the home is 36. We saw 50 new homes come into the market, with the market absorbing 65 of those homes, leaving a difference of -15. Okay, so next price point at $368,000 with 1,300 square feet, 3 beds, 2 baths. The average age of the home is 96, with 71 new homes coming on the market, and the market absorbed 90, leaving a difference of -19 in this price point. Next price point is $249,900, 1,095 square foot, 3 beds, 1 bath, 101 square ages of the home. New homes are at we have seen 82 new homes come on the market, but the market absorbing 93 of those homes, leaving a difference of -11. And last but not least, at $140,000, average square foot is 1,067. Average age of the home is 3 beds, 1 bath. Average age of the home is 96. With new homes, we saw 86 new homes, and the market absorbed 86 of those homes, leaving a difference of 2. So, again, with the market absorption, that just shows those homes were, with the negatives. That means they were on the market for a little bit of time. They were on the market longer, and they may have had a price decrease, more than likely possibly a price decrease, or they had accepted an offer that was lower than what they had priced it at. So that just goes to show that, and they ended up getting purchased. They ended up getting absorbed by a buyer, and the market absorbed it. And so that's just starting to show that yes, we are still in a negative inventory, just because we're seeing new homes staying on the market, a little bit longer. They're coming on the market this week. They may hang on for probably about they'll probably try their price for a week or two, and then they decrease, and then try that for a little bit, then they decrease again, depending on how motivated they wanted to sell, and and they get the price that they need to sell it at, that the buyer and the bank is willing to accept it at. So, but yes, that is it for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week for a couple of minutes of your time. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next week. Thanks, and have a good one.